having? What is
Yes.
he just posted in the group thing? I'm looking at it going, are these just like all the
That's a
different
quick
possibilities?
reference guide to rules.
Huh.
If you click on them, it gives an explanation and a page number where you can find it in the DMG or Player's Handbook.
Huh. That's really cool, actually.
It helps with, like, because last night we were playing in a game where somebody tried to cast 2-level spells. So, cast a spell as a bonus action. Oh, you can't cast a spell as an action with a different spell as your bonus action unless it's a cantrip. I mean, it just points to all the different rules.
All right. I'm good. I think I'm good. And if I'm not good, I'll figure it out later. Let's get started. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, okay. I was gonna get real scared. I thought it flipped all of my settings back. All right. Howdy. Welcome to the Ilderon Tales. I never introduced myself on these. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons tonight. Everything you're going to see tonight is going to be live storytelling. The fun part about D&D, it's a role-playing game, collaborative storytelling, and the story can evolve in any direction, and cool stuff can happen. We are with the Scholars tonight. We've got a full group. So I won't be controlling any of the characters. We're playing in the setting of Ilderon. If you are unfamiliar with it, it's like episode 28. What are you doing? Go Google search. I should have Nightbot just like post links to the wiki. Oh gosh, I can do that. I will have him do it later. If you're under the age of 14 and you're watching this, please stop and talk to your parents because you might see content that's inappropriate for you, like the destruction of all mortal life on the surface of the planet. With that, let's jump into our recap. The last session of the Scholars took place on the 38th of Noble. Let me look at my notes. Yes, it was the night of the 38th of Noble, moving into the 39th. Aurora had a vision. Aurora had drank that weird magical water while she was in the land of Ayandalori, and as such, it had connected her to a thing known as the Dark Waters. As she went to sleep, she awoke and found her body reconstituted back in that dark forest, along with hundreds, if not thousands, of other people also in this forest, all meeting up for their weekly cult meeting. No, that's not what it was called, but I don't think I ever named the gathering. There, Aurora was informed that the preparations and the experimentations have all been completed and they are ready to move to their next stage of their plan, which it has already begun. A mist is spreading from the center of the inner sea and sweeping across the whole world. They have a vessel prepared to house their god. They are in control of their vessel. Everybody has performed really well all of the tasks that they needed to do. And as such, most of the rewards and things that were promised were given to people. And those who have yet to fulfill their debts would have to finish working those off. A lot of this went in one of Aurora's ears and out of the other until each person at this meeting was given a black lily. They were informed and given a special recipe of the mist is only going to kill 20,000 people at random, but if you have people you care about and you want to save, you were given a specific potion that will, or you're given a recipe to make a potion that will save those near you, or will protect those near you from the mist. With that, Aurora woke up, the black lily in hand with the recipe attached to it. She went about her day to go and collect all of the ingredients for this. Got in a little bit of a kerfuffle with a flower herb florist merchant. Florist, let's just go with that. And was able to get all the things she needed. Zachnel did not get arrested. All good times. Inaziah went to therapy. I'm pretty sure Trevin met up with Kayeth that day, and I forgot exactly what Lex did. I know her and Azure ate breakfast together, but I don't remember what resulted of their breakfast. They after breakfast they went and talked to the adjudicator of the Silver Sigil, the lead guy in charge, Andis Wetchard, and Lex was given her assignment from Andis. Her assignment is to increase the Silver Sigil's relations with the city of Kraylor's Fist and the Shield Hand. From there, the party went to meet back up. After some discussing of what their plan was and where they're going to go and what they're going to do next, as Aurora, that one, informed the party that the dark mist was sweeping from the inner sea across the world, and she has reagents and supplies on her person to protect the party. From there, the party started freaking out and trying to make plans and preparations for more than just the party. Everybody was split off into different directions and given people to gather, talk to, etc., etc., etc. I did not write down who was going to which. I just had I know somebody went to talk to Kun in the dungeons. I think that was Aurora and Lex. I know someone went to get the advisors, so I'm pretty sure that was Trevin. And Azure, Inaziah, and Zachnel headed to the senators. I will, because I didn't write it down, I'll let you guys decide who goes where and who wants to do what, and that's where we will jump in. It is midday on the 29th of Noble. You all are in the Isle of Coven, walking through the halls of the Galena Maeve. Aurora has just dropped on you guys the bombshell that the world could possibly be ending tomorrow, or tonight. And you guys are trying to make preparations. What would you like to do?
Don't everybody speak at once.
Yeah.
Head on to the senators.
Okay, so Azure goes to the senators.
And I believe we decided Lex should go with them because she's now our representative.
Okay. Lex and Azure.
Yeah.
Correct, Lex?
Yes.
That's what I recall.
I am.
And I was going to get all our old advisors because they all knew what was going on.
Okay, we'll start with them then. Or should we start from the top and work our way down?
I believe we were going to split up, have everyone meet up in like the dungeon to interrogate Colin and ask questions.
It's in the Scholars chat.
Oh, it is?
Oh, yeah.
Panda.
On the 21st.
Panda.
Yeah.
Amazing, look at that memory. Okay.
I remember asking and I didn't think anybody did it. So it's on the 21st of August? Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Trevin, it's going to get the advisors. Zachnel is going to talk to Simmer. how about we send somebody with Zachnel? Can we send Azure with Zachnel?
To where?
To talk to Simmer, your old advisor.
If you need me to, I was gonna go because if charisma was needed in the senator's spot. But...
Oh, okay, yep, and I see. I will talk to Andis with Lexer and Aurora. Okay.
So I'll go get Kayeth and Simmer.
Okay, cool. All right, so... And then everybody's meeting at Tund. Got it. Look at that. Okay.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So Lex goes with her new best friend, Aurora.
Hey.
Oh my god.
All right, I'm
fine.
going to handle the larger group first, and then I will ping over to Trevin and Zach now. All right. So, Azure, Anaziah, Lex, Aurora, you head up to speak with Andis. You guys were just here a little while ago. He was in a meeting with two of the senators, and I am going to roll a percentage die on how likely it is that meeting resolved. Oof. I will say it is probably a 30% chance that it's finished. So 1 through 30, 35. It is still going on. It is wrapping up, and I'm going to also roll how insightful it was. Okay. All right. So you all are going to head back up there. Oh, and last thing I need to roll is if anyone else joined. I think this is a very specific matter concerning these people, so I would say it's a 25% chance someone else joined. Okay. All right. You all.
I'll watch.
Go ahead.
I'll watch for. Was it XI? If we happen to see him on the way.
Okay. If he is, lurking around these parts.
Do we know any other NPCs here to bring them in too?
You know everyone within your notes. I can give you.
No, Brandon.
Okay.
I'm joking around just to make your job harder.
All right. So, you all are going to head to back up to Andis's office. He is in the Academy of Divination. And while you were here before, they were talking in a demiplane. Or actually, he summoned a demiplane for you guys because you said you needed that level of privacy. They probably would have kept on their conversation in a demiplane. As you guys get here, Andis is going to be stepping out. Adele and Storina would be still there with him. As he is speaking, he's going to say, okay, I think we've made good progress on this. We can afford to support this new leader for now, but we definitely need to make contact with and look at all of you guys as you are waiting in his office and say, you have any updates on your mission of Greylo's Fist? It's not often I'm visited by agents so frequently.
I'll look to my advisor, see what she says here.
We have urgent news. Within 12 hours, 20,000 people? Is that correct? 20,000 people?
More like 200,000.
20,000 or 200,000 people are going to die.
That's a large margin.
Well, you're the one that dreamt it, so I would sure hope that you can help me explain, Aurora.
I mean, let me get my notes out here. I'm sorry.
No, it's insane. I have to, yeah.
Yeah, for Aurora...
20,000.
Yeah, it is 20,000.
Yeah. Look at that. I do have a memory. Yay. Okay.
Andis is going to look at you and say, okay, I need a little bit more specifics here.
Okay.
We're still trying to process this ourselves.
Yeah.
We just found out about this 30 seconds ago and just ran over here.
Dorina's going to speak up and say, 20,000 people where? Is it a nation
across the
we care
world?
About?
Everywhere.
Across the world indiscriminately, which means that yes, it is our business because possibly all of you could die.
Adele is going to speak up and say, is it a plague?
No, I don't think so.
It's the Dark Water Women again. They're trying to resurrect their god.
Andis is going to, at that, swear and say, damn, Daughters of Ginduai? Same ones from Dagger Gully?
Same ones.
Yep.
Well, they're over on Rion, but yeah. Everywhere.
Storina's
We were
going
about
say,
to go
how
down.
Can they target everywhere? Or how can everywhere be their target?
Apparently they've managed to create this mist that's going to cover an area and kill this number of people within that area at random. Now, we were about to go and interrogate Kun in the dungeon for this and see if we could acquire more information, because it seemed everyone involved was connected via a dream and they received a flower. Right? And because Aurora here drank the water when we were over there, she seemed to be brought to the same place and received said flower. That's how we came across this information. So we figured we'd gather everyone together and go and have a quick conversation down in the dungeon and try and find out more information.
There's also a potion with the flower to keep people safe during this process tonight.
Andis is going to nod and say, alright, let's get on it. Adele is going to look towards Andis and say, if it's a fragment of if it's even a sliver of what happened in Dagger Gully, we don't understand this magic enough to contend with it. He's going to nod and say, I agree. Adele is going to say, I've got agents and advisors in the area. I think the best, I think our best course of action is sending scouts into the remnants of Dagger Gully. If we can figure out how to undo this, we may be able to protect ourselves in the aftermath of this.
We may also want someone to protect the Shield Hand if you want relations with her in the future.
Andis is going to consider this, look at Adele, and say, alright, I give you leave, command of your advisors. Figure out what happened in Dagger Gully. He's going to bow and say, I'm on it. He looks towards the rest of the party and is going to say, if you're willing to wade back into Dagger Gully, come seek me out. He is going to swoosh his cloak and move from the room with fervent determination.
Nice.
Storina and Andis are going to leave the office too. They begin making their way down towards the dungeon. If you guys want to say anything else to them, you can say it while in transit.
I believe that's the majority of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
To say to honest, if you want to survive this, you might need to be close to us tonight.
Mhm.
Then head down.
I will also be trying to, because I know I was asking to see the flour and the recipe last session. I just don't know if I ever got it. I can't remember.
I don't think Aurora showed it to you because there was so much what, wait, what, what, wait, what? Going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, we didn't have much time for actual thought.
So, and as I will again go, can I see the flour? Can I see the recipe?
All right.
Good ask, but I don't know if he ever got it.
Aurora will hand it to him so he can finally shut up about it.
As her heads down with the senators.
Okay.
Is it a nature check on the flour?
What are you trying to determine about it?
Where, like, kind of see if I recognize it, if I know where it'd be from, or if we might be able to find more.
Okay, trying to get just general information on identifying it.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you, you will get information on this, but it's going to be tiered 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Go for the
Fair
roll.
enough. Is it a nature check, I'm assuming?
Yes, it is nature. I will also allow Arcana.
Really?
You're going to have to keep
Alright.
the same roll, but I'll let you choose which one you want to do.
Yeah, I know, it's fine. That's gonna be the better one anyway.
Okay. So you're hitting that tier 5. You are aware this is some sort of seed lily. It is a glowing plant that does grow in other areas of Ilderon, although you've never seen one. You've never seen one of this species. It is black. And the light that it gives off is kind of like a black light of that purple luminescence. Rather than, radiating light, it kind of makes everything around it like a deeper, richer color because of the, that dark light coming off of it. I know dark
Alright.
and light are kind of like contrasting words. My brain's just doing the dumb on better ways to describe it.
Yeah.
Dark radiance. There we go.
And he'll also glance at the recipe to make the potion, trying to figure out how many this one flower can produce, how many doses, and how long it will take to produce.
Yeah.
Okay. They had to write out this potion for, the demis of their order.
Yeah.
So it's not. I'm not going to make you roll for it. Just reading this out. The flower is to be planted in soil watered by this potion. From Inazaya's looking this over, you're able to assume this potion is some type of powerful fertilizer that's going to feed this plant and just kind of magnify that aura that it gives off. And you know what? I'll give this to Inazaya for free. This isn't even terribly uncommon. You would know with seed lilies, this is how people make a lot of drugs. They kind of crank up the juice on seed lilies sap materials and not materials. What's the word I'm looking for? Minerals and essences from everything around them to grow the plant, and they make powerful drugs by draining, specific elements and things, pulling them and purifying different types of dust, using seed lilies to drain stuff from it. And looking at this, it would be something like that, of just it just kind of cranks up the plant and makes it gives it everything it needs to be more potent.
Any idea of what the range would be, or?
You'd be able to see it with the flower once it was planted.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna give it to Inaziah on just probably a 10-foot aura. Might be a little
Okay.
bit bigger if you guys do it right. Or well. Okay. With that,
I'll hand those back to Aurora, by the way.
With that, as you guys are walking, there is going to be a elven man. He is tall of stature and has two people following behind him. He's in a Ilderon. He walks in with his hands behind his back and says, "Ah, Judicator. It's very rare that I get to the Isle of Coven these days, for Andis is going to hold up his hand and say, Erikai, it is a blessing to see you. Get that damn peninsula of yours under control and we will have to talk another time." The man is going to grimace. He thins his lips and nods as you guys all walk by. Otherwise, you all are able to head towards the dungeons. And I'll jump back over to you because you're supposed to be meeting up with somebody there. Zachnel and Trevin. You are going to head to collect the advisors. Do you want me to roleplay each one, or do you want me to summarize?
We can just summarize it. Basically,
Okay.
we're going to say the same things. Hey, one of our newer members had this dream. This is going down. This is what happened. We're trying to collect as many people as we can to get as much thoughts and see if what we can come up with as a group, because a lot of people are gonna die.
All right. Anarelus is eager to help. Simmer, no closer to figuring out how to fix Dagger Gully, has time on her hands, and it will help. Kayeth is going to inform you, unfortunately, there has been a massive, almost world-shattering war happening in his home country of Undar that has left the nation crippled. Being the opportunist that he is, Kayeth is trusting you to this, since all hands on deck are going to be on this situation that you're describing. Kayeth is going to covertly work on stabilizing Undar.
Okay, well, I thank him for his focus, and thank him for the opportunities that he's given me. And we head off to see Simmer and, yeah.
Okay. All right. With that, you guys are able to show up in the dungeons with the rest of your party. Everybody walking down to meet Kun. Let's see. What is she doing right now? I'm going to roll her a die on her mood. Simmer is singing a song in her she is singing a song in her cell as you guys approach. The eerie tune echoes. Does anyone speak Elvish? Ooh, Azure does.
I sure do.
Azure. She is singing a rather, it sounds exuberant at first as you hear it. A person, a man, or woman who achieves all of her dreams, and the dreams themselves, slowly each one leading to her undoing. It is a tragic poem, almost. The tune sounds delightful to everybody else around, but it is that morbid duality within the meaning of the words. As you guys all approach, I think she'll stop her tune, and let's see, who do we have? We don't have Idel here, so we'll get rid of him. And we got Kun now. Boom.
So you'll see Azura's face being a little bit more sad than it was on the way down as he hears this. And he'll ask her quietly when they approach, was that one of yours? In Elvish.
She's going to nod and say, "The story of the fool who sought." And she'll look at all of you and say, "To what do I owe this great pleasure? You guys, you all have left me to rot down here. Ever since a week ago, I turned out to be less than helpful for you all." Andis is going to speak up and say, "Members of your order are moving with coordination around the world. We know that they've been keeping in contact with you, even through the anti-magic circle and yourself." She is going to say, I don't have even the slightest idea of what you mean." Andis is going to exhale and say, I can have one of our divinely blessed come down here and interrogate you, or you can work with us. She is going to roll her eyes, and Andis is... Oh, go ahead.
Azura looks for a lily. Is there any lily in the cell? Or the thing? Do you see the lily?
With your passive perception, you do not see it.
I wanted to actively look, I guess.
Oh, go ahead. Roll me a perception check. Let me just roll a likely die. Okay. It is not the easiest thing to notice. No, you do not see a lily in her cell. However, near the floor of this area, or near the floor, you are going to notice you're going to notice an area of just kind of that altered color, like because it's not exactly light this thing radiates, but it's kind of like light, just affecting the things around it. And you notice that near her leg, near the floor. It is also severely dampened compared to the one Aurora passed to. The one Aurora passed to Inazaya. Brain fart.
Okay. Azura will say, "You cannot hide that which is consuming the light before my very eyes." And he'll nod down toward the glow.
And just as he does that, Trevin's gonna point at the room, and he's gonna cast Zone of Truth.
Okay, I will let you do that, but this is Trevin's first time down here, as you start casting it, you're going to notice there are flickers in your magic. Before you choose to use the spell, she is standing in an anti-magic circle. The spell would go off and then diffuse as long as the circle still stands.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then I wouldn't do that. But he said that they were going to get the clerics down there that were could diffuse truth or whatever. So
yeah, which will require dragging her out. She is going to look down at her leg and pull up the flower and say, "Oh, this old thing." The flower itself looks to be fine as she pulls it out of her pant leg. However, the anti-magic circle is suppressing its aura. She's going to say, "A lot of good it would do me in here." How malicious is she feeling? She's going to press her fingers to the sides of it and say, "Is it important to you?"
Not at all. We already have one of its like. We know what it is. We know how you came by it.
At which point, she'll drop it to the ground and say, "Well then, if you know, why are you here interrogating me?"
He'll crank it up. What's that skill called?
Persuasion?
I've got, like, unsettling words and... Yeah, I could do persuasion, but with, like, a bonus is basically the thing.
Okay, what are you trying to say to her?
He'll basically say, yes, we're aware something's coming, and we wish to prepare a small few that we can for that coming, so that we may have them survive. And I appeal to your better sense of creation to work with us on that.
And you're using your channel divinity, your emissary of peace?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me that persuasion check.
Persuasion plus
5. So that's going to be a 21. At which point, Kun going to roll her eyes and say, "I suppose there's no use in playing games with you all." She's going to shrug, and she'll pick up the flower off the floor and offer it through the small slit in the door.
I'll take it from her.
She is going to say, "Whatever you're trying to do, it's better to protect you and yours. It's already done."
So what's going to happen is spreading?
She nods and says, Dagger Gully was not something I knew anything intimately about. She shrugs and says, "There are locks on this plane, our world. It keeps things out and keeps us locked in. A new age of freedom's coming. A gift that we've given to all. Are you happy?" She'll move to the back of her cell and sit down across her legs.
Where did they remove locks?
She's going to think on that for a second. She's going to say, "I don't too much understand it myself. I've never been unfortunate or blessed enough to see the bridge on my own. I've been told, much like our world, it's a massive plain of water.
We've been there.
Well, that tells us right there." I look at Ondus. Largest mass of water between all the lands.
Ondus is going to think on that and say, "The inner sea."
Is there nods?
Dungeon Master brain fart. Thanks, Google. Give me 1 second. I need to just look up something. Andis is going to speak up and say, did she target, or did your sisters target the Warm Waters Earth Fire? Kun is going to think and say, no, that's much too small. It's the sea, this world itself. You've got to think larger, adjudicator. Andis is going to look to Storina. Storina is going to nod and say, I've got advisors in the Tide Gate. You can see who I can get on ships. Explore what we can of the center of the Undersea. He's going to say, time is very important. On it now, Storina. She is going to nod, bow.
Have them give live updates via magic. In case they vanish.
She'll look at all of you and say, if you want to be on any of those boats, I can have somebody take you to one of... I can have somebody take you to Geokyphros, actually.
We need to be on the land.
Storina is going to nod and move out, and leave the dungeons. Kun herself, from the back of the cell, is going to say, and for playing along nicely, I suppose I get nothing?
Ezra will look to Andis and say, actually, it's best if she comes with us, because if she's left to die, she'll only be reborn again.
Yeah.
Andis is going to look at you all and say, what are your plans for this?
Got a garden?
He's going to wave you he's going to wave and say, Freyden Ale will get you whatever you need. He's going to storm out of the dungeons and say, I'll organize the other senators. By the end of this day, we'll have a legion strong charge of Arcanus on Rion.
Oh, excellent. Well, that's a garden.
Kun is going to look at you all and gosh, yeah. She'll shrug and say, well, I guess being a prisoner in daylight's a little better than being locked below in these dredgy halls of Coven.
Do we have any way of preventing her from casting magic once she's outside of this cell?
Bind her hands, gag her.
You guys can roll, everybody in the party, Azure, Anaziah, and Lex, give me history checks. Not everybody in the party, those people specifically. Lex, Azure, and Anaziah.
Woohoo! I got a good roll.
From your understanding, and your memory, Kun is not a caster. You have never seen her display magical ability. She was a very prominent merchant traveling through Beechwood Retreat.
Okay.
I don't think she's very dangerous, but I don't think you guys would consider her dangerous. She's more of having status. You guys can communicate that, or rather, the reason why she's important to the daughters is status rather than, any type of ability. You guys can communicate that if you'd like. Otherwise, you can keep it to yourselves.
Okay.
I don't think Azura remembered enough to say much.
I think I'll just say that she's not a caster. I don't think that she'll do anything to get out, but I don't know what her followers will do to try and get her back from us if we turn the circle off.
Well, see, that's my thing. I've heard of casters being able to do things with without people noticing, and without any incantations or thematic components. So I was just wondering, maybe she was that. And how was she able to get the flower, and I'm assuming the recipe, in an anti-magic zone in the cell to begin with?
It's a special kind of dream. She drank a strange water.
But it's still an anti-magic. Should be able to stop that kind of thing.
Ask Aurora. Was it magic? Was she really there?
Kun is going to stare at you all and say, didn't each of you go to Kainamaji yourselves?
We did indeed. Most of us.
She's going to laugh just a little bit and say, if only I had a sliver of your understanding of the realm. I don't exactly understand how it's able to slide things between the plains of Ilderon, but I would very much like to watch our Dark Father enter this world, able to see the sunset and the mist rolling, rather than being swept away from them in this, she gestures to herself, agonizing, cold darkness. If you set me free, I can give you my word. I will happily laugh and cheer beside you as we are all swept away.
Oh, see, now that makes me just want to leave her in a damn cell.
Yeah.
Azura shrugs and says he'll keep an eye on her.
That still makes me want to leave her in the cell. I mean...
Yeah.
But you gotta realize that that's the reaction she wants from you. Thus she
I
did
know.
it.
I know. But, I was just asking because, there's magic casters that can do things very subtly. And even though she's not shown any magical abilities, maybe she's doing those kind of things.
Yeah.
It's your call, Ondus.
Ondus left.
Ondus left.
Oh, he left. Okay. I'm just gonna move to...
Simmer and Anaralis are down here with you. Anaralis does have access to a key to the cell.
I'll look to him then.
Anaralis gets to make a decision. Anaralis is going to... You know what?
Uh-oh.
Oh, come on. This guy is a fucking creeper, and...
I'm going to say 75% chance that he'll agree to this plan. Okay, 51. So Ondus, Anaralis is going to say, well, I think she can be an asset to you guys, so, I mean, we need everybody we can get in a moment like this. I don't want to see a dark god enter the world.
But what good is she gonna do out of the cell that she can't do in the cell? I mean, if 20,000 people are gonna die, what's the big deal if she's one of them?
How useful will she be at rebirth? I mean, how quickly do they mature, or are they already in a full-blown body?
Kun is going to say, you're asking if I have a guiding stone. I can assure you I have one that you will never find, and it is incredibly difficult to navigate back through the bridge. If I die, it might be 5 days before you see me again.
Yeah.
Well, that's a long time.
She looks towards Lex and says, and she's going to say, if only you'd been more compliant, I could have gotten you one. I could have gotten you a drink of the dark water itself.
Could have had her own drink of the dark
Thank
water.
you.
I don't like this one.
Lex does not like this entire discussion. Lex, in her little pea brain, is like dramatically stabbing Kun in her brain now.
Alright, so is he letting her out, or are we going to a vote, or
Fine,
what's
if
happening
we
here?
do this, we need
Anoralus
to, like...
is bumbling through his keys. He's got a key ring of about 24 keys that he is fumbling through right now. He said he was going to let her out. Do you guys want to stop him?
Do we have any
Let's make
can we
this-
manacle her, gag her,
Yeah.
and I want to prevent this woman from anything but
Please.
breathing and blinking.
Please.
Anoralus is going to look to Simmer, and Simmer will nod, going to the, I forgot the guy who watches these dungeons. A moment later, she will come back with manacles and 2 sets of manacles, one for the legs, one for the hands. And I guess, yeah, she'll come with a gag. It's just a piece of cloth you guys can tie around her mouth. Kun is going to roll her eyes and say, now this is dramatic.
And your point is? As I'm applying the gag. So she can't even make that
Yeah, I
talk.
was gonna say, she would start to reply, but then just wouldn't put any effort into it. If, like, she'd open her mouth to speak, you'd start tying the gag, and she'll just shrug, shake her head. At which point, Kun joins your party. With that, she is going to say, gesturing to the path leading out of the dungeons. What would you guys like to do? You have a criminal with you.
Well, did she not break any
just
laws
that
other
now.
than trying to kill somebody? I mean, technically she didn't break any laws, did she?
She did not. She was just trying to recruit young gullible women.
Yeah. Into a
Haven't
cult
heard
of
that
death.
one
My
before.
my joke was, you guys have a criminal with you. It's Zach Nell. But now it kind of is with you guys too. What would you like to do?
I look around at you all and say, I think we should go to Rion, fight the fight, and then, at the hour, be ready.
I don't know if... I mean, when we left Rion, it was kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
I believe we should do our part and try and fight, but we need more power.
Yeah, I don't think the 6 of us are going to be good enough to do this.
This is true. I'm
I
thinking
mean-
we approach the sealed hand. It was
Yeah, I
a
think
mission
we
we were
need to-
given.
That's
Yeah.
another thing we could do, keep her alive, so...
Yeah.
Well, we can just keep her... But I don't think we need to bring her with us all 100% of the way. This is
But we
all
have to
happening
be-
tonight, right?
We have to be at her tonight, yeah.
I mean... I don't think we need her with us until it actually happens. We need to make this anti-magic or anti-death zone thing.
Well, according to Kun, it's already happening. So,
Kun nods.
spreading out.
No, but we need to at least save ourselves.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So why don't we
How long does the person...
transport it to the shield hand and find her?
Ah, I get it. So we take her with us to the shield hand. We save the shield hand and as many people as we can fit in our 10-foot circle.
Yeah. Both gaining the shield's hands trust and loyalty, and maybe gaining an ally in the process. So we do both. We accomplish our mission and recruit forces for this.
Okay. So who's taking ownership of Kun? Like who's going to be the main guard for Kun?
Ezra
I'd
put
like
it in her arm.
to. Yeah, but I'm too short.
Hey,
I
just
can't
wanna say
pick
to
her
the
up.
people watching the stream, thank you, Jackal and Havoc, for subscribing. I super appreciate that.
I'm only 3 feet tall, so there's no way in hell I'm picking her up.
I know.
Well, how long are the chains that cuff her feet? I mean, she can walk, right?
You want her to walk?
She is able to walk.
I'd rather drag her.
I could wrap her in this. I pull out a chain of mending and throw her over my shoulder.
That could work.
I stop and I say, "Can you take 5 steps for me?" And I look at Azur. Take 5 steps for me. How does he walk?
You're asking her to take 5 steps?
No, I'm asking Azur to
Okay.
take 5 steps. How does he
It's
walk?
really- okay, he'll walk like that.
Well, how does he walk though? Does he have like a bouncy gait, a smooth gait, kind of a long gait where it might be a little rocky?
Like while I'm carrying her, you mean? Or
No, just what would be your gait as you were walking?
totally relaxed, like a whip, ready to strike. Basically, I mean,
Well, basically, is it going to be comfortable for her? Is it going to be really uncomfortable for her if you walk, if you carry her over your shoulder?
He's pretty comfortable, I think, because he walks pretty smoothly.
yeah. It's
Oh,
not gonna
man.
be very bouncy.
Make Aurora carry her.
Yes.
Yes,
Well,
Aurora,
I mean-
whose strength is probably equal or a little bit better than mine.
Yes, yes.
Actually, you know what? I'll carry her.
We're wasting
Whatever.
time. She can walk.
I
go.
forgot
No,
the
you know why you're runner. I'll
Aurora
pick her
chat.
up. Oh.
Dang it.
Aurora,
Yes.
Kun looks to you. There's a moment of knowing in her glance. Her eyes squint, and then she shakes her head.
Oh gosh, I felt that in my soul.
Lex's head swivels like a bobblehead in between both of them for a second, and then it's just like, it's too late for this. We don't have time. I'm not gonna deal with this
Grab
right
her
now.
and go. Just
Yeah.
just hook an
I
arm in her
literally
and
grab-
hook an arm
yeah.
and go.
Okay.
I grab Kun and I just like pick her up. I'm not very
Alright.
tall, so but yeah.
Where are you heading? It's worth noting, Kun doesn't resist. You guys have had her down in this cell for about a week.
Yeah.
And Ilderon weeks are, 10 days long. I think it's been longer than a week, actually.
So where do we assume the shield hand is? Kraylor's fist.
Mm-hmm.
Kraylor's fist. Let's go.
So we need to go get some transport.
We need to make it to Kraylor's fist ASAP.
Okay. As you...
Also, do we have enough material to make this potion twice? Because we got 2 flowers now, right?
Yeah.
Looking through what Aurora bought, she bought enough for one dose of this. That said, Andis did say Freydinea would equip you guys.
Okay, let's go there.
Would you guys like to pull on your resources?
Yes, we would.
Okay, I'm going to roll the die. This is an easily achievable favor. I'm going to say it is a 80% chance it doesn't tax anything from Freydinea. That is 99, so it is, and I'm going to move you guys on your die from 8 to 7. So she will look at these herbs and she's like, fairly generic, but they've been in high requests. She'll fulfill the order. You guys can keep asking her for stuff, but your favor.
What does she mean?
A little bit.
High request.
Just in these herbs are probably used for a lot of different things. People,
okay.
You know, there was a big war fought on this continent while you guys were stuck in the demi-plane. So, I mean, they probably have supplies that they're shipping to places for relief.
You also got to remember that Trevin is very suspicious of everyone.
Fair.
And he asked her, has anybody asked for these herbs in these amounts specific, other than us?
I'm going to roll you a likelihood check. Because I did put a percentage die on how likely it is around here for people to bump into each other from the organization. She is going to look at the list and say, no. These and this request seems like fertilizer. None have made such a request of my quarters.
Who would be swiftest at processing these into fertilizer for us?
How long would it take me to do it, Brandon?
I mean, it wouldn't take you any time to mix these. I would say if you follow the instructions, maybe 20 minutes.
I could mix them together in short order.
All right. Do we need horses?
Well, aren't we gonna?
We need teleportation if we're gonna.
Yeah, we need teleportation.
But once we're there, then how far do we have to travel to find this woman?
Well, I'm pretty sure it's Kraler's Fist. That's the home of the Shield Hand. We could probably get it through there pretty quickly, especially if we mention what happened in Dagger Gully.
Yeah.
That some of you guys were in Dagger Gully before everything went down. We would probably get a pretty quick audience with the Shield Hand.
Yeah, I'll also say you've worked with Trox enough to know that she can transport you guys and your prisoner, and that's the max. She cannot transport you guys plus
other beings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Her teleportation limit is 8.
All right. Anyone need anything else?
All right. You guys head towards the Academy of Divination.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. As you guys walk the halls of the Galena Maeve, as soon as you are out of the Academy of Reservation in the lower passageways, there is a moment in Con Air. I'll post it in a campaign discussion right now. Con Air. Here we go. There's a moment in Con Air right where Nicolas Cage steps off the airplane, like just in sunlight for that second.
Oh, I knew that was coming.
Otherwise, you guys are able to Oh, my dog's having a nightmare. I'm gonna wake her up real quick. Pepper, you're okay.
Oh, that's great.
Otherwise, you guys are able to head up to the academy. The order is pumping around this place, and I will say, let's up the music a little bit. We're gonna go from here to... Nope, that's too much. Here we go. We'll go with this. There is as you guys make your way to the upper reaches of the Maeve, there is a fervent, or there's an aura of energy that's kind of electrocuted this place. Advisors are running in every which direction, flocks of agents behind them, and the Academy of Divination, you can see people are coming up here. There are, I would say, likelihood of a line. 90%. Yeah, as you guys come up to the Academy of Divination, everybody is in different areas talking to different diviners. There are maybe 5 or 6 people around each of these scrying basins looking in. They have notebooks, they are talking, pointing. People are casting spells. You notice in the back of the room, Trox is at her station. She has her arms crossed and she is biting her nails, kind of looking at all of this. She's going to look up at you guys as you approach, and she's gonna speak up and say, "What's going on? We're getting a flood of requests. You think the world's ending?"
For a large number of people, might be.
You might want to join us later tonight, but for now, your job is necessary.
She's going to nod and say, I've still got a few instances of scrying I'm able to do today.
You may know the place we're going to.
Oh, you need transportation.
Yeah, I don't think we need scrying. We need transportation to Kraylor's Fist so that we can talk to the shield hand.
She is going to nod and say, after helping you earlier with the tomb, this will be the last one I'm able to do today.
Then you might as well come through with us this time if you can.
I don't know if Trox is able to lead, because Trox is also one of the people that does the scrying for all the other people. I mean, we'd love any help we could get, but...
Yeah,
she's running low, anyway.
Say, I'll need my circle to get me back here. But in any case, if you're ready, likelihood she knows Kraylor's Fist. She's going to say, I know a good area in the Applegate. Let me pull up my map for Kraylor's Fist. Okay. Did I put this on Roll20 yet? I did not, but if you guys stay here for more than a session, I will. Alright.
I don't know if we're gonna stay here longer than a session. I don't
think you will, which is probably why I didn't do it. Alright. She says she'll take you guys to the Applegate, wherever that is. If everybody is willing, you can join hands, and oh, it's the Apple Wall. My bad on that. She'll take you to the Apple Wall.
Okay.
And side of Kraylor's Fist.
Zerg grabs people.
Alright.
Apple's sound really good right now.
Holding each other's hands. Trox begins casting, and unfortunately, I do have to roll on the teleportation circle. Our table. It is a 96, which I think works in your guys' favor.
I hope it does.
Out of all of the books I grabbed, the only one I didn't have was my player's handbook, because for date night with Insomni, we were looking up D&D rules in the other room.
How romantic.
That sounds like a great date.
Yeah, on target. All right. You all are going to appear inside of Kraylor's Fist. Let me move you. We'll just move to the world map, and I will give you guys a description of the town. And we'll go back to this. All right. So you have teleported from here to here. And if you guys look at those two maps, I've kind of circled where you are. Kraylor's Fist is at the edge of the peninsula, shooting out from Galkin into the inner sea. Several things are immediately noticeable as you arrive in the town. To what you assume is the west, there is a storm brewing over the sea. It looks like a hurricane of seawater. The storm, the clouds themselves are a deep dark green as they are rolling over and consuming the horizon. It is far out in the distance, and it is ominous. You all would know that's probably the mist that the daughters of Akindoi were referring to.
Oh, okay. That wouldn't look like the sea monster that she had in Dagger Gully.
No, it is not that. There are several more things I need to point out. You guys can stop me whenever. You guys are within the city wall. Specifically, you are on the northwest side of the city. Around the city, you can see 5 towers, and draped inside of the city, wind blowing, on each of these towers, there is a tabard banner. I forget. I think I'm going to go with tabard. There is a drape of cloth that has a crest of several different factions, people, or guilds on it. Among the other things around you, there are the sounds of docks and workers not too far into the city. You can see the sails and masts of ships in the distance rising over some of the buildings, as most of the Navy is in dock right now. The area of Applewall, the buildings are built onto themselves around a orchard that is next to the wall. There are people tending to it. As you guys step through this area, you can see the rest of the city and a keep in the distance in the middle of these 5 towers. As soon as Trox drops you all off, she's going to nod and say, I'm going to go back into the orchard and draw myself a circle back.
Alright, well, like I said, tonight try and find us. Be near us if you want to survive.
She's going to nod and say, stay safe. The sigil's not very well liked in these parts. That said, I need to roll how close you are to these workers. The other workers of the orchard are all going about their business. They don't too much care for people. It's a little spooky, you guys teleporting in. They all pass a glance. But for the most part, this is public property. They just work here. Sir, this is a Wendy's. Alright. Otherwise, you guys are given a moderate amount of privacy in the cover of the trees before you walk in the city. What would you like to do?
We might draw attention
if
we're walking around with Kun like this.
Yeah, Kun is going to look around and go, she gestures with her manacles to her gag.
Yeah, I'll take the gag off.
She's going to say, the shield hand's a traitor to our order. While I'm sure she'll execute me, when you present me to her. I would like nothing more than the freedom to spit curses at her for my last breaths on this world.
I look around to the rest and I say, do we even need these? I point at the chains.
Yes.
Yes.
She nods and says, "Look, I will stay compliant with you, as
We know you will.
You are my best option."
Oh, we know you will. And then he's gonna ask for the gag back so he can put it back on her mouth.
Does she have anything left to say? No? Okay. Yeah, at that, her expression will go a little dry.
If no one else, like, seems to resist putting it back on her, I'll give him the gag.
I'm assuming Trevin puts it back on her.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Alright. What do you all want to do?
Like to look for a guard or something and say that we need to speak with the shield hand immediately.
Okay.
And we can do that on the way to the center fortress.
Yeah, as we're making our way towards where we would assume that the keep in the center of the 5 towers. That's what we're...
There is a rush of wind coming over the wall as that giant serpentine monster seems to glide through the sky. It shadows over you guys, going towards the keep itself. A moment later, a airship is descending through the clouds and docking at one of the towers on the northern side of the city.
That would be her.
Yeah, I would assume that would be her, yeah. So the closer we get to the keep, the we're gonna try and keep out an eye for a guard or somebody who, probably a guard, so that we can get in and talk to the shield hand.
Okay.
Well, if it's docked at a tower, I want to watch as much as I can who comes off of that, where they go, etc.
Well, it's docking at one of the 5 towers that are surrounding the keep.
Or are they connected to the keep or connected to the wall?
The towers are connected to the wall around the city. That said, if you want to watch who gets off of that, it's much too far away. I'm going to put it at nearly impossible at 25.
Well, I don't care.
Okay. I think I'm actually going to move it to 30.
I don't care if I can actually see who it is, but I want to know if I can see the specs of where they go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will keep you informed. For now, they go into the tower. The people you can see getting off of the ship.
Okay.
That said, you all make your way slowly towards the center of town. Let's see.
Well, a little more than slowly. I hope.
Yeah, expeditiously. Alright. As you guys are making your way through town, you are going to see a mix of people here. People from the Clutch, people from Hinesdale. There are a... This is a city that is a... This is a city that's a pretty decent melting pot. You can almost imagine it like the opposite of Dagger Gully, or the inverse of Dagger Gully, where all of these different people are colliding in this small space, all of these different cultures coming together. But whereas there was like recklessness and disorder in Dagger Gully, between the Shield Hands forces and the Heimdall's forces, or Heimdall military's forces here, there is a sense of order and calm to this place. It's not very far that you guys have to go before you see, a knight and a squire on horseback, or a group of passing guards with spears. Especially going down what you guys come to learn is the breadway of the city. There are lots of different merchants and people here selling food and just kind of like the day-to-day life of the non-military forces inside of the FIS. That said, it's easy to kind of get swept away in this life, as these people almost seem to be in a different world than the rest of the clutch. Tension's still a little high in the air with the storm on the horizon. You're able to make it to the keep, Iron Reach, and walking into the or walking near the inside of this place. I didn't actually roll up the keep exactly, so just give me 1 second to think. How open would this be to the public? Because the breadway would lead down to another road that leads up to the keep, so I'll roll a percentage die. How open is it to the public currently? Very unlikely with all of the warfare happening.
And with everything that happened in Dagger Gully.
Yeah. I would say the market rows in front of the keep have been cleared away. There would be stacks of supply crates here, and maybe even more passing orders of guards and knights. But this area of town, I would say, is a little bit more on the watch for you. Or on the watch for anyone as you guys approach, what before were just kind of glances to just make sure things are going well. Sometimes some of the guards would wave to you. Now there's kind of like a hostility as you guys approach the walls of Iron Reach, though. You are actively going to be stopped by 1d10 plus 1d8 of guards.
Well, we kind of walked up to them.
We're looking for them. Hey.
A knight on horseback is going to come in front of you guys. He's got 9 soldiers following behind him. He puts up a hand and says, Iron Reach is off limits to citizens for now, until Shieldhand Grimhide. Yes. Until Shieldhand Grimhide gives the order, we're to keep all citizens away from the castle. He looks up to the small cloud raining over the castle, and he's going to say, that thing isn't exactly tamed yet. It's unsafe.
Well, look, we've been through unsafe. We were in Dagger Gully, and we need to make an audience, have an audience with the Shield Hand.
We have important information. And say, you're a prisoner?
Yes.
Our prisoner has a lot to do with what's going on, and I point out to the cloud that's over the ocean. And
that's not natural. Yeah, we need to tell her.
We need to speak with the Shield Hand immediately.
The knight is going to look at Kun and say, she's one of them, right? Those ladies looking to end the world?
Yep.
Yeah.
Kun is going to roll her eyes at that. She mumbles something, but you guys can't hear it because of the gag. At which case, he is going to say, we've executed about 24 of them, and we've got another half dozen in prison. Come on, I'll show you to her.
Follow him.
He's going to lead you guys into Iron's Reach. Getting closer to Iron's Reach, again, there is a small cloud around Iron's Reach that is raining from the presence of that giant water serpent. It went into the upper halls. You can tell it is still here, just from, that purified rainfall. This water, however, unlike the original storm inside of Dagger Gully, where it was terrifying and acidic, seems to be calming and warm. That said, as you walk through the halls of Iron Breach, that feeling doesn't entirely last to the core of your bones. There's constantly this echo through the halls of a snarl or breathing, some terrifyingly massive creature. The guard, or rather the knight, seems to walk a practice route. He's going to leave 8 of his soldiers outside, taking what seems to be personally selected one of his best, walking with you guys. He's going to speak, and what's the likelihood he was in Dagger Gully? He's going to speak and say, I fought in Dagger Gully. We all barely got out of there alive. I was aboard Persuasion. We were on the ground when those things clashed.
We too were
I'll
on the
look at
ground.
him and I say, we were there as well on the ground. I didn't survive, in a way.
He's going to shake his head and say, yeah, we all lost somebody. I lost my squire that day, and half of those under my command. Place was a disaster.
I guess I gained something.
I guess I gained something. That's
He's
great.
gonna look at you and say, courage?
Something like that.
Alright.
I feel invigorated. My soul is greater than it was.
I rolled a die, but I didn't set parameters in my head. You guys want high in your favor or low in your favor?
Depends, what's the roll?
What's it talking about? I feel like low is wise. I don't know. What do you guys think?
The roll is the likelihood you would see somebody in this tower.
Shall we vote?
I'm feeling low. What about you guys?
I still feel low.
I feel
Alright.
high. We got
It's at
3
least
for low
3
so
lows.
far.
Alright, we'll go with low. Okay. So, as you guys are walking, he is leading you to the upper reaches of Iron Reach. There is a moment, and this probably would be happening most of the time. There aren't visitors inside of this place. Who needs to be here is here. The people that come are pretty determined. Most of the time, 1 or 2 people that it's almost a spectacle for some of the servants and the non-generals, for people to be coming into the tower. You can see some, I don't want to say courtesans. They would have a court here as far as like politics, but it would be with specific families and houses, and they wouldn't exactly have titles of nobility. But I would say you would see some of the
sycophants.
Yeah. You would see some of the sycophants here and some of the bureaucrats of the city and the administrators just kind of coming out of their offices and looking at you guys as it's just, a surprise for a shuffling of like this much feet going through here. One of the people that catches your eye, Lex.
Yes.
Inazaya. Those are the only two.
Oh?
And you know what? I will roll a check for Azure. Azure, a face of familiarity, but you can't place a name. You guys see a blue lady step out of one of the rooms. Watching you
really?
guys.
Wait, is it more?
It is.
Esther's like, hey, I know
Oh
you,
my
right?
God.
Morgan is going to, her mouth's going to drop and say, "You all survived that death trap."
Nope.
Technically not. Don't worry about it. There's no time.
Do I know
we
him?
need help
The
right
damn
now.
lizard's not with you.
He's.
Yeah, he vanished.
I don't know. I don't know where he is. He might be dead. That's not the party right now.
Wait, who is this?
We need your help, please, as well as the shield hand, please.
Morgan is gonna say "fuck you," and
What?
literally, and she's going to walk back into the room.
What? Wait, don't I know you?
She's going to look and say, "I don't think I will be leaving this keep anytime soon. If you find some way to convince the shield hand, do come back and let me know. Till then, I think I'm going to live as an honored guest in my luxurious quarters."
You may not live past tonight.
Have fun dying.
The knight that is there is going to look at you all and say, "Lady, our Princess Darbahari is the only survivor of the crown, and technically the ruler of Dagger Gully right now. And until she agrees to the shield hand's terms, she's an honored guest here."
Oh, a prisoner.
She may
Much as
not
this
make it
woman
past
here.
tonight, so yeah, that's her call.
Mm.
I just suggest maybe she join the conversation.
Does Morgan have any interest? I mean, she's already back in her room.
Well, yeah, that I'm saying that to
you wanna
the knight.
Okay, you're saying that to him. Does he have a say in these matters? He's going to say the shield hand and her don't really see eye to eye. It might be best to leave them apart for now.
Well, it may. I mean, that's on them.
There's still
I just
some
know that
hours.
she has some sort of power, well, over an empty land, but yeah, maybe it's better she stays in her room.
There's some hours from now. We can get her later if we want to.
It's not if we want to; it's if she wants to.
Ultimately, I mean, unless we bind her like this woman.
I
It's hard to
don't
make her do
think that'll
anything.
go over too well.
Kun is going to laugh. In either case, the knight continues leading you guys upwards. You all are going to get to the top central chambers of the Reach. There is
So, and as I was going to ask on the walk, so the other two bandit princes or princesses died in In Dagger Gully, you're sure of this?
This guy will... he's going to say, nobody's heard from Tydethel since the city went under.
Yeah, we know about
Like, he kind of laughs.
And he's going to say, it was my job to capture Prince Eicheltoa.
Oh, how'd that go?
He's going to say, well, we found a body. We believe it to be his. It seemed he'd rather meet his end than come back come back as a guest of the Shield Hand. And
Yeah, I highly doubt that. Yeah, probably not him.
the rest of the city was destroyed. We unfortunately got into a skirmish with the pirates, or with the Ironwind pirates. It might be that Princess Princess Baldari is still out on the high seas, but if she was in the city, he shakes his head. She's gone. Otherwise, though, none of her followers have heard from her. From what we've been able to put together, not a lot of time for us to do intelligence, at least not with what's been happening in Undar. At which case,
I've been out of the loop a little bit.
Yeah, you guys were out of the loop for about a week, right?
Azur's probably unconsciously wearing a kind of satisfied grin.
Yeah, at which point he's going to say, Princess Darbahari was meeting with the Shield Hand on peaceful terms when the assault on the city turned against us. He shakes his head.
Oh, that was our suggestion.
We rescued her from the city.
He doesn't look too happy to be rescued.
Well, she can be the princess of a watery grave, or she can be alive and grateful.
Yeah. I mean, doesn't matter to me one way. I never met the broad.
All right. At which point he is going to, before you guys enter the war chambers of the Reach, he's going to stop and say, I'll present you to the Shield Hand. While she is technically granted a status of nobility within Heimsdale from her position as Shield Hand here, he says you should be respectful of her, although she doesn't require titles in her presence. If you make a dumb suggestion or a waste of time, she's very dismissive of people who waste her time. In either case, stand upright, keep your posture straight. Don't give her any reason to suspect ill of you. He is going to open the door, entering into the war room. The Shield Hand is hunched over a table. There are several different piles of figures on the table in a map of Ilderon, along with 5 large replicas of ships. She looks over from a moment from it to the door, and she's going to say, Arameus, who have you brought into my war room? You know, I have little time for distractions right now. He's going to nod and say, these are survivors from Dagger Gully, on the ground fighting. They have a prisoner, another one of the daughters. she's going to say, does she have any information she can offer? She looks up and says, I recognize you from Dagger Gully. Or not Dagger Gully, Beechwood Retreat. Kun is going to narrow her eyebrows. She's going to look at you all and say, what is this, a gift?
Not really.
Yes and no, maybe. We don't know. So,
She's just a recruiter.
he looks at Aurora, and he says, "Why don't you tell her what you told us and the reason we're here?" And then
Does it have anything
Trevin's
to do
gonna...
with that storm over the inner sea?
Well,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna look at the knight that brought us in, and he's gonna say, "Can you do me a favor? Can you go check all your live captives of the daughters and look for a little flower that kind of like steals the light?"
Why don't we just show it to them?
Yeah, there you go.
Azur shows one of the flowers.
Check
this.
all the surviving
Let's get it from
daughters
them.
for this flower, and
You don't want to collect them all.
collect them all.
Bring them here.
Okay, let me just conceptualize who is important enough to be in the room. And, there is a younger knight. He is going to... Aaron is going to look at him, and he's going to step forward. He reaches into his satchel and pulls out one of the flowers, and she's going to say, we confiscated it, one off of a prisoner earlier today. He's going to say, I saw another one in the market square. She's going to gesture to him and say, this is Lord Celis, leader of the Cherry Fair.
Well,
He's
Lord
going
Celis,
to look at the flower and say, what do they mean?
this
Aurora?
is
It's a
Yeah.
gift from the Daughters of Gwendolyn. They're using it to mark people that are going to be saved and that aren't going to be killed in the next 10 hours.
most likely from that, and Trevin points out to the storm. Although, how long would and Trevin's gonna ask, once the flower is planted and fertilized, and he's looking right at Kun, he says, what's gonna happen? He pulls off the gag.
Kun is going to say, it will, hold on, let me roll her a, morality die. She's going to, look to you and say, why, young Fae Spirit, I will love to answer your question, which I will do in just one moment. I hate every fiber of your being, and you betrayed us. You should have never been in that meeting in the first place, and... Say that again?
Trevin just backhands her.
Okay. I will let it go. Give me an attack roll. Just because she is going to try and move out of the way of it. You're just trying.
I'm just gonna roll a dexterity check. Yeah, just to.
Yeah. All right. That will hit. Kun will rub the side of her face, look towards Trevin, and then the shield hand, and say,
That's not what we asked. I asked.
The flower is planted, it will extend its aura. And it's a special type of seed lily. It'll counteract the mist, and if the mist tries to sap anything from those within its reach, she gestures to the flower. The flower will instead consume the mist. You'll be safe for the night.
And he puts the gag back on. Can I hold a flower for a second? He's asking this.
Azur hands one over.
Does the flower give any feeling, or like, is there any way to feel like what it's doing or would do?
You know what? I'm going to give this to you on Xanathar's guide for identifying or guide to everything for identifying spell effects. It is going to be 10, or it's going to be an Arcana check, but the DC of it will be 10 plus the spell effect, plus I'm going to add an extra 4 to the DC.
So it's going to be pretty fucking high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you're going to be looking at a DC 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn it!
Trying to just like put together the information she gave you, what little bits Anaziah said, what you've seen of these flowers. You don't know much of this world. The Feywilds are so much different. It just eludes you.
Well, what I was trying to get at is the feeling that the flower gives. Is it anything similar to the rain from the beast?
Let me think on that for a second. I just have to kind of think of like how these effects are classified in the world and try and translate them into D&D systems. I would say it's kind of the opposite, where the beast, it's like calming. This is a little bit unsettling, and more so like darkly fascinating. You know, like I don't want to just give it straight evil parallels, but like in Lord of the Rings, like when Frodo touches the ring and it's just like it just consumes his focus for like that singular moment, or like, you know, when Harry's talking to like the snake in Harry Potter, and it's just like, this is unsettling.
Everything else goes away.
It's like it's right, but it's like deeply fascinating.
Well, what I was trying to get at is, if the flower, the zone of the flower is only a few feet, if the serpent is raining basically around a larger group, could the effect be similar?
Could the serpent protect people from...
Yeah, this is just Trevin trying to maximize the amount of people that will survive.
Yeah, I would say that's probably not information Trevin's able to put together. You can conjecture on it as a character and as a player. But
this is just Trevin.
Yes or no? Yeah, Trevin.
This is Trevin thinking out loud.
Yeah. Okay.
Because of the warmth and the feeling that we got from the rain as we were walking through it, Trevin's trying to just save as many people as he can.
If he says something out loud about all that, I mean...
Oh, he did.
Okay, Azura will be like, well, feed it some fertilizer if you want to. Otherwise, I don't know.
I mean, like I said, it's just a thought, because... And then he word vomits everything that he knows to the shield hand.
Okay.
So, to put it in short, that mist that's expanding is going to kill about 20,000 people tonight to make a god come back to life. We can't really think of a way to stop it, but we know of some ways to survive for a few.
And this is one of them with the flower and and that's why I would like you to check all the surviving daughters for the flowers, so maybe we can like build a circle and get as many people into there as we can.
She is going to look up to Celis, and Celis is going to say, I'll get my knights on it and see what we can find.
This is magic beyond my my understanding.
We came here to make sure that you survive, milady.
She's going to nod and say, who are all of you? What business did you have in Dagger Gully? Because I can assure you...
we share a common enemy.
Yeah.
And now that we realize we share a common enemy, we would like to ally ourselves with you to prevent or hinder the daughters.
My enemy is that elven bitch herself, a Yandel. Whatever business she has here on Galkin.
It's to resurrect their god, and it's going to happen tonight because of that mist out there.
She's going to exhale and say, Eremias, we need the Nightmare. Quicker. We have to strike again tonight. He is going to speak up and say, I can marshal who we can, but our forces have barely recovered. She's going to shake her head and say, we only have a night. We depart.
Where would you go?
Immediately. She's going to say, I don't know what they did to that city or why they did what they did, but they've moved in en masse around it.
Which
They've
city?
marshaled more. Dagger Gully.
Oh.
She'll gesture to the map. You can see the figures that she has arranged seem to be another attack on Dagger Gully.
Well, they've been unlocking locks that separate the planes of existence, something to do with this water plane. We've been there, but they sent agents of their own through into that plane. They have lofty goals.
They're trying. So apparently, all the daughters have some sort of stone that allows them to re-enter the world.
Kun
From-
raises her,
Yeah,
raises her
and then
hand to the shackle, or to the manacles, to the gag.
Trevin's gonna look at her and says, "None of that stupid, funny business from before. If you get out of line, you're getting another one." And he nods, like, "Yeah, you understand."
Kun is going to tilt her head, semi-graciously.
Undoes the gag.
She's going to speak up and say, the Genstone is an honor not permitted to, or not given to all within our order. Only the select, elite, and among those select, only a fewer number of those get to drink the dark water.
How many were there, Aurora? In your dream?
Wait, how many people?
Yes.
Yeah. How many people were on the stage in your dream?
Well, not the stage, gathered in general, is what I meant.
Oh yeah, yeah, because there was a bunch of people gathered, but there's only a few on the stage.
Panda, so I told you, just generally with your perception, hundreds, if not thousands. It's a pretty wide area because I assumed Aurora wasn't counting. If you want to do a mental estimate to get like more to a specific number, I will let you do a history check. Otherwise, you can just repeat that information.
Alright. I'll try a history check, and if it's not good, then I'll do my guesstimate.
Okay.
Let me just get out my character sheet. Blue.
Woof!
Not good.
Panda.
Wow.
Yes.
Aurora is used to performing on stages. She's used to large crowds and large gatherings of people. This is probably a larger performance, in quotation marks, than you've had before. You remembered what what your other troop members would say was like, oh, there's 500 people out there. And it's like, oh, you kind of remember what that looked like. And maybe that, or half of that again, would be 750, maybe double that. You're looking at, from your estimates, about 850 people that were at this gathering. In addition to that 850, there were 8 different people on stage, and then there were the leader, and then the leader's right-hand woman, Lady Nymira, I believe her name was, and then the person they gestured to as the vessel. So that's 11 more people. So you're estimating about 861 people.
All right.
That's how many have drinking the black water that we know of. Still feel special, Kun?
Kun is going to say, out of the tens of thousands within our order, yes, I am. And she again looks to Aurora, or not Aurora, Lex, and says, "You could have been a part of my circle."
Keep talking like that, and I'll stab you for real.
That's a talent I could have put to use.
Lex just looks away at this point. They're just done.
At which point, Aaron is going to say, well, none of that matters. All I know is that they want that city, and that they're defending it fervently. Oh, that was the other thing. The other person in this room, she's going to look to another woman and say, Thome, what ships do we have in striking distance? The woman's going to speak up and say, Courage, Persuasion, Oathforger, and Sunsail are all back ready to be deployed. She's going to say, send word to them immediately. Ride to Dagger Gully. She's going to say, do you want me to give them any command to look forward to attack? She's going to shake her head and say, no. When they get there, launch an assault, whatever we can. We're in a scramble here. The woman is going to nod. Aaron is going to look at you all and say, well, what resources does she have? Oh, there was one thing I meant to point out as you guys were walking through the city, but I forgot to. Something that slipped my mind as you guys were walking through the city. You would have noticed, and this is kind of calling back to the rest of the campaign, you would have noticed all of these different gemstones planted within the buildings, the walls, the structures, the markets. They gleam, and you guys would recognize the form of magic, or probably the form of craftsmanship, as you know, she was creating those magical opals at the start of the campaign, and probably wasn't the only thing she was manufacturing within the city. That said, her resources are kind of thin right now, and she's going to say, I thank you for this information and this gift, but if you are looking to be rewarded, I have little to give out right now. You can seek shelter within the walls of Kraylor's Fist, but if you make trouble, executions happen every second day.
I believe we'd rather travel with you and fight. Be sure that you survive.
As we stated earlier, we were given the mission to improve relations with yourself.
Did you guys? I don't think you guys divulged you were from the Silver Sigil. Did you?
Not yet.
No, not
We
yet.
never
yet.
said a
We
word
haven't
about
even
that
gotten it.
because
Yeah, she's
we
going
know
to
that
say
the Silver
mission
Sigil is
from who, or from whom?
At the moment, we're on a mission on our own. We're trying to contact everyone that we can that we know
Roll me
can
a
help us.
deception check, Lex.
Dude,
We're on a mission
I
from
knew this.
God.
Trevin, roll me
Pray
one
to
too.
God.
No, I didn't. I'm not
Deception,
saying
right?
that out loud.
No. Deception, right?
Yeah.
I failed. It was a 14.
The shield hand is going to look to you, and let me think for a moment.
Because it's half lie. Because, we are on a mission, but, not on our own. But we are going around doing things. However,
She is going to stand from the table, place her arms behind her back, and say, "Let me ask one more time. And before I do, I will inform you, my trust is hard to gain but very easy to lose. A mission from who?"
Azur will hold up a finger. So they all,
oh my
wait.
god. Just, boop.
And Azur's going to say, "We are agents of the Silver Sigil."
She's going to shake her head and say, "They want to control the fists? What's their reasoning for taking an investment here? Every couple of years, the shield hand rebuffs them. This will be no different."
Life is the difference between normal and now.
She's going to nod and say, "For now, we have a common enemy and a common alliance. But when this is over, no, we will not yield to your assassins. We will not yield to be puppets under Coven's string, or puppets controlled by Coven's strings."
We ask to place no strings, only to open communication with you and keep you alive.
She is going to nod and say, "Well, you can follow me into the maw itself."
Azur nods. Motions for them to lead out.
Alright. Let's pause for a moment. God, how late do we normally go? How long have we been going? 2 hours. So we got a good hour left of this session.
Yeah.
I don't have this fight rolled up, but we can get to the edge of it. But as you guys are following the shield hand, this is probably make or break, the final gambit for depending on where the story is going next and the fate of the rest of Ilderon. For that, the shield hand is going all in on this gambit. There is nothing to be spared. All hands are on deck. Anything she has at her disposal, she is going to throw to this. So I'm going to roll you guys. I'll roll you guys 2d10 and 1d4, and I'm going to give everybody that many amount of loot points to spend within the city, and we can take
Okay.
we can take a few minutes to plan and spend them as you guys are. This is basically I don't know, the moment of the Avengers where they're just in the armory or getting ready, putting on their boots and stuff. Yeah. This was a great roll. So 2d10 plus 1d4, 18 loot points for each person as the shield man is emptying her inventory or her armory. And this isn't just for you guys. This is the knights that are coming with her. The people on board. Like, anything that is left in this city, they are mobilizing and moving out.
So
Okay.
before all of that,
Mhm.
Trevin would like to ask if he knows who all, or if the shield hand knows who all is in the city. Do they know if the leaders are there or not?
I will roll her. So first, I'll roll her a intel check on
Okay.
how much intel they were able to gather, and then I will roll her a check on how much of it she committed to memory. She, as you guys are walking down the halls, will look at you and say, she'll look at you and shake her head and say, we know that once the city was flooded, the presence of the daughters have increased. I've had scouts in the area, and dozens have moved into the city. Who or what they moved there, I'm uncertain.
Okay.
Brandon, do we have a way of contacting the Silver Sigil?
Who has sending? If you guys don't have sending, then no.
Because I just remembered
I do.
the Silver Sigil is sending an army to Rion?
Yeah, and it's not it. We're not going to Rion.
I know.
So yeah, I will.
Let's
I will
redirect that army.
I will use all 3 of my 3rd level spells, and I will send one to the leader.
Ondus.
I'm terrible with names. I have a terrible memory.
Okay.
I'll send one to Simmer, and then I will send one to gotta remember the names here. Sorry, guys.
Storina, Adele, who you think?
The guy with the blue portrait. What's his name?
Adele. That is the senator of Low Lakes. He's currently investigating Dagger Gully. He is sending agents here to try and figure out how to undo.
So I'll send one to him, send one to Ondel, and one to Simmer to get as many people as I can to...
By the way, Dagger Gully is going to be a war zone. No, I'm just...
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, hey, bud, the Shield Hand is sending all their troops... This is the message. The Shield Hand is sending all their troops to Dagger Gully because we believe everything is going down in Dagger Gully. Send everyone. I think that's less than 25 words.
All right. What's the? I'm thinking of the one card from Hearthstone, the Grim Patron, of just like, everybody get in here.
I have never played Hearthstone, so I don't know. Sorry.
Well,
hold on. I never played it past getting the mount from Hearthstone, the Sparkle Pony or whatever it was.
Oof. Ondus is going to reply. Is going to reply to you. I'm putting a lot of trust in your intel. Let's pray it's not wrong. And etc. Same from and I mean Simmer is excited to get back into Dagger Gully. She's going to say, "Oh, there's going to be so much stuff to pick over. I'll get whoever I can there."
So after I spend all my
looting,
after I spend all my 3rd level spells and we go looting, Trevin is going to sleep for as much as he can, so he can get those 3rd level spell slots back.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it is going to be a good little ride towards Dagger Gully. I can do the math and see how much time elapses. But yeah, if you guys want to spend those loot points, you all can discuss what you want to buy.
We have a total of how many?
14 for each person.
You said 18 for each
18,
person.
18.
18 for each person plus whatever we had before.
Yes, plus whatever you had before. So,
I've got...
I did it. 2
loot points already, so I got 20 total loot points.
Same.
Yeah.
I have a ridiculous amount of loot because I had 17 saved up.
Wow.
I actually don't remember how many loot points I have, so I'm gonna go ahead and say 20 because the only note that I have on loot points is that I have 2 from like 4 sessions ago.
Okay.
So I'm gonna, yeah. Actually, no, I have 26.
So each heroic loot point is 10.
Yep. You guys can work out what you want if you got any questions. I'm gonna be working on
Paragons
travel.
are 60? Paragon loot point 60.
It should say on there. So a Paragon loot point is
It's in level 6 heroic.
60 loot points.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Everybody who's
In
watching,
the,
I hope you're enjoying the stream tonight.
It's in our Scholars chat, Frank.
Mm.
You were saying, Brandon?
Oh, I was saying, everybody who's watching tonight, I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. I'm just doing some math in the background now. And
Alright, so... Go ahead.
oh, go ahead. I'm just talking to myself.
So how many of us are in the party right now?
There's 6 of us.
6. So 6 times 20-ish. So we have like 137 loot points. Or 135, something like that. Two Paragon.
Ooh.
I'm gonna have to look some of these items up.
Same.
What do you guys have questions on?
First looking at the robe of eyes.
That
That allows you to, if I remember correctly, it allows you to see in all directions around you, and I know it has a negative of any bright light, you are blind.
Yeah, it's 120-foot spherical sight in all directions.
Yeah, it can be good,
Eyes wide open.
but it can be bad.
Sorry guys, I have to go, sorry.
Okay,
Annie.
we might pause here for the night, or we can just keep going, but you can head out. We'll stop before any, major event, so that you're here and you can enjoy it.
I know what I want to spend my loot points on.
Guys, I just did the math for your travel, and this is one of the really cool ways that, I don't know, when live storytelling and stuff work out, and things just kind of fall in line. So, you guys have about 12 hours to get there. You are traveling 428 miles an hour. Or not an hour. You're there. Congratulations. You're traveling 428 miles to Dagger Gully. because of the wind coming off of the inner sea with a wind current modifier of 1, and the airship doesn't need a water current modifier, you guys will be going at 36 miles an hour, and you will get there in 11.9 hours. You will literally be on the precipice of stopping this ritual from being completed. Like, they are literally just waiting for you guys to walk in the door. It's like, aha! You're a moment too late! Like, that's crazy. 11.89 when you guys have 12 hours. This is... okay. I mean, I didn't even plan this as your guys' final climax to your campaign, but it might be. We'll see.
Yeah.
Alright.
Does anybody else know what they want?
Well, the interesting things I see are like dimensional shackles, deck of illusions.
I don't have that many heroic loot points. Well, I mean, I do, but I think I could get more out of 2 1 heroic loot point items than 1 2 heroic loot point item.
Well, make sure you have enough.
I got 20 loot points.
Slots. Your attunement slots.
I don't have anything attuned.
Well, there you go.
I've got basics. I've got basic armor, basic weapon. I got basic everything, so I'm good for that.
Oh my gosh, this is about to be Dagger Gully Showdown Part 2.
Yeah.
You know what? I just imagine if we don't do, and you guys can keep thinking about the stuff you want to get. I'm just talking to stream right now. I'll mute my microphone so I don't distract you guys. If we don't do tonight, if we don't do getting to Dagger Gully, I think I want to start off next session with like an interlude of like, I don't know, one of the knights of Kraylor's Fist, just talking with Morgan of just like, come on, you gotta get back in there. This is your turf, your land, you gotta fight for it. And I think that'd be really fun.
You can, Frank, if you're ready.
Yeah. I'm just gonna let them know before I actually take the stuff, because...
Yeah. You guys can decide what you want right now. That's what we're doing. So, in story, in world right now, the shield hand is... This is a final gambit. You guys told her she has 12 hours before this miss, completes whatever the daughters are trying to complete. She knows a large number of them are in Dagger Gully. She is throwing everything she has as a, final option. It doesn't matter what's in her storage, what's in her reserves right now. She's emptying it out. Everybody grab what you need, get on the ships, we're going. So this is the armory is open to you. You can grab the biggest gun you want, and hop on the ship.
You picked a very good group of things to take there.
Ooh, I'm curious what you got.
He did.
Boots of
I'm so
Elvenkind,
confused. Hold on.
Quiver of Elahona, and Bracers of Archery.
Ooh.
Could I make a suggestion, Panda?
Sure. I'm still a little, out of it. Honestly, I've been, going in and out during the session, so...
Yeah, and I know, loot and D&D is, a little bit new for you, so I would think what would be really good for Aurora, you have, Aurora has 30... hold on, let me look at your sheet. Because I gave you 14 loot points to start the campaign with, and then you have a... Oh, no, we used some of those because I gave you that scroll. So you have 12 loot points plus 18. You have 30 loot points to spend. So I would say a Wand of the War Mage plus 1, since you don't have the highest, you have a pretty decent charisma modifier. You have 16. But a Wand of the War Mage is just going to give your spells all that little extra oomph when trying to hit anything. The next thing I would look at getting would be in the 2 heroic loot points area. The Stone of Good Luck would give you better saves against stuff, which would be a great option. The other option you could get would be a Ion Stone of Protection.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with. I'm going with an Ion Stone of Protection and a Ring of Protection, which would doubles up on both your saves and your armor too. So
yeah. You are a Divine Soul caster. I'm gonna move your character sheet over real quick. I think you get access to... Oh, okay, you don't have it. I think you get access to spells to bring people back from the dead. But I don't think the Sorcerer does, unfortunately. I think only Clerics.
Well, the Divine Soul Sorcerer has access to the whole Cleric spell list.
Well, here's the thing. You do have a Cleric, so you could get a Ring of Protection. So, Wand of the War Mage, a Ring of Protection, and a diamond worth 2,000 gold. And you can give the diamond to Trevin. If you guys lose somebody important, Trevin could call life back into a body.
I already got
you do, don't you? Yeah.
I got
you can never have too many.
I got the 2 diamonds for Revivify, so I can revivify 2 people.
Okay. Yeah, I would think then those 2 items of protection, and if you don't want those, then let's see, what else is another good option for us? The Javelin of Lightning.
I'm sorry, that broom is flying. Lol.
Go for it. You want it?
Well, you have
so
3rd level spells, don't you?
Yeah, but
so
she's
technically
a sorcerer,
you have access.
So...
Sorcerers have access to fly.
But she already picked her spells.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Panda, you can just
She can't get the Broom of Flying yet, can she? Because that's 4 heroics.
Panda, you can just go ham, and you can get the 3 heroic loot points, a Wand of the War Mage +2. It's a very powerful weapon. +2 weapons are really good in D&D, but also, hear me out, okay, Panda? You can get a unused black candle of invocation. And what this is in Ilderon, it's a candle made of demon's blood. It is a very profane item that blurs the borders of reality. And when you speak when you light the candle and speak a creature's name, it casts a reverse version of the gate spell. It opens a arcane gate and teleports you from your location to that person or that or the place of the name you spoke. And then the longer you light the candle, the more potent your spells are around you. It is a last-ditch thing if things go super haywire. It's a way to get out of a sticky situation. Or it's a way to get near somebody.
Get to someone.
Yeah.
Can they take more than one person when that happens, or?
I believe the gate spells... Let me read the gate spell. I think there are things on the gate spell for it to stay open if you want it to, but I don't want to lead you astray, so I'm not going to talk out of the side of my face. E, F, G, H. Alright, so the gate spell. You conjure a portal linking to an unoccupied space you can see within range to a precise location. within range to a precise location on a different plane of existence. The portal is a circular opening which you can make 5 to 20 feet in diameter. You can orient the portal in any direction you choose. The portal lasts for the duration. Concentration up to 1 minute. So you can make this portal last for up to 1 minute. So yes, other people can go through it.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna grab that.
Okay. Add
That has to be
unused black candle of invocation to.
Has to be another plane of existence than the
Hey,
one you're
Brandon,
in.
I whispered you
Unused
in the game.
Mm-hmm.
If you could just respond.
Okay, I will in 1 second.
Yep, not a problem.
Wait,
This is a modified version of the gate spell. It's based off of it, but this will also take you to people in the world of Ilderon.
Okay, you can pinpoint even on the same plane. Good.
Yeah.
So it's a candle
So-
of.
It is a unused black candle of invocation. Congratulations, Panda. You have one of the most deadly and infamous items in the campaign's history.
Yay.
Hey guys, I'm
yes,
kind of tempted to
yes,
go
you
with the
would.
Cloak of Billowing.
Okay.
Go for it.
Just
Stephen Strange.
just going. Okay, here's the final battle. Power up. I put on a Cloak of Billowing. What's it do? It bellows. I look cool while I wear it.
Wait, do I just add it to like the item thingy?
Yes.
Your
Yeah, if you
inventory.
just type it, in your inventory, there's a plus thing at the bottom center of your sheet. You just hit that plus, should give you a space to type an item name, and it is unused black candle of invocation. It is an action to light and speak the name. And for all intents and purposes, like, as you guys are walking through the armory and you're grabbing stuff, you know, everybody's grabbing their shenanigans, and just in the very back corner, you know, in a dust-covered box, Aurora might trip over, look and see, like, this candle is here, and pick it up, and it's like, what is this? The shield hand would not know she has one of these things sitting around.
Right.
It's not just like, why didn't you
Just
use
casually
this
sitting
earlier? And it's just like, I would have loved to have known I had one of those.
What does very rare armor entail? Is that like a +2? Or is it
Very
a
rare
+3?
are legendary material. So if you click the tab at the bottom for infusions, there's homebrewed materials we have for Ilderon. The very rare is cold iron, sea steel, and obsidian. When you have obsidian as a armor, any armor made with it is twice as heavy, and it gives you advantage on checks against being moved against your will.
Oh, so it's just a regular armor, but it has different things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then
Cold lets you deal frost damage to Fae, Fiends, Celestial, and Undead that touch it, I guess?
yes,
It says upon contact. Yeah.
Okay.
give him a big old bear hug, or just hit him really hard with a weapon.
I
Ooh,
think I'll just go with +1 plate mail.
okay.
I can't wear plate mail.
Yeah.
I
What
don't
are
have
you
number
talking
one. I don't
about?
have the
Become a cleric
strength.
of war.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
have the strength to wear plate mail, and 2, I don't know. Do I even get access to plate mail? No, I can only wear light and medium armor.
Yeah, but Azur's been waiting for a long time to even get plate.
Yeah, that's true.
He's now in his second body.
Yeah, the first Azure never even got it. This is going to be
Nope.
exciting.
Yeah.
Is there a leather armor +1 anywhere? I don't see it.
It would be +1 armor that isn't plate mail. It should be, hold on, I'll find it for you.
I think it's at
magic
10?
armor, not plate, is 10 loot points.
Oh, that's why I can't see it, because it's there.
Also, I want to point out that in like episode 2, Brom, you got goggles of night vision, which is 10 loot points.
That was Brom. Brom doesn't have.
Yeah,
Brom's
true.
Brom's gone.
True.
Yeah.
Brom's gone, but think about that. Like episode 2, you managed to bargain for a 10 loot point item.
Yeah, I bartered really well for that. But that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, so that piece of loot is just gone. It's.
Yep.
Actually, I did have plate armor in my inventory. Interesting.
You took
Whatever.
it from somebody.
Yeah.
You took it from Dean Doolin.
What was that plate?
Oh, yeah.
I thought she had.
Wait.
Yeah, you did. You took
I thought
Dean
it was like
Doolin's
half
armor.
plate or some shiz.
I think Dean Doolin's out there working for you guys, too. I forgot what you guys sent her to do.
It was Kyath that did that.
Yeah. But yeah, Dean Doolin does not like the Daughters of Gindwai either. She's been working with the Shield Hand. Okay. How's everybody doing on item selection? I know, Zach Nell's got his, Aurora's got hers,
Azure took 20 to
Okay.
do it, so.
Trevin has got his.
Okay, how you looking, No Soul?
I don't know. I don't know what to grab.
How many are you at? Would you like some suggestions?
37?
I have 35.
35. Well, if you don't need anything, an Oath Bow for Lex would be freaking phenomenal.
Right, but she also has her own loot points to spend well.
Yeah. Let's see, what else do you have an option of getting? Dimensional Shock.
Wand of the War Mage. Wand of the War Mage for the Druid.
Yeah, Wand of the War Mage for the fire slinging damage dealing druid's pretty daggone good too.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
And you'd have time to attune to it on the ship.
Yep.
Throw a +2 sword at your paladin, of course.
Yeah, +2
Okay, I've got-
sword for Azure would be really nice.
I've got my items. Unfortunately, I have to go. I'm gonna switch to my phone for the rest of the night.
Okay, you don't have to. Since you have to go, we'll just end here for tonight.
Okay, yeah, I just gotta go to work, unfortunately.
Okay, so how about this? I'm gonna end the stream, and for anybody who hasn't made their purchases, you guys have the benefit of another few weeks to think about it. Thank you everybody for watching tonight, and we will be back in 2 weeks' time with a big old bad battle on the 2nd of October.
Oh wait, I can't be there.
Oh no! Do you want us to
yeah.
reschedule?
Oh no, like I.
We can
It's
discuss it
cool.
in the chat. Okay, thank you everybody. Have a great night. And you're welcome to hang out with us for the evening if you want to. Peace.